Hello, and welcome to a special bonus episode of this podcast. I'm laying in my basement where I live, and I have a microphone, an actual microphone. I'm using a mixer, not my usual voice recorder. Not that that matters, and I guess I want to talk about 3 movies that I watched, something random, and there's something else I wanted to talk about, if I can remember. Just a random show. So let's get to the movie stuff out the way. Pretty much I watched 3 movies the last, I think, 2 months or so. This movie I saw 2 months ago I didn't talk about. It's called Jerry and Marge Go Large. It's Bryan Cranston, who of course is Walter White in Breaking Bad. It's like a feel-good movie. It's not a comedy. And pretty much the premise of the movie is he's a smart guy. I realize this guy, Bryan Cranston, everything he plays, he's always a genius. He's meant to be a smart guy. So pretty much he figures out the algorithm of the lottery. He uses his retirement money. He buys all these tickets, and he wins. And he starts going to these small little gas stations across the country with his wife. And they involve the community, and they start spreading the money around, and everybody's happy. And they start doing it like a midlife crisis kind of thing. And then eventually these college kids, and they're bad guys, they figure out the algorithm, and they try to take him down. And madness ensues. Dun, dun, dun. And pretty much the ending's kind of silly. Like, pretty much they figure out they shut the college kids down, and then he gives the money back to the people. And once again, it was based on an article, which means it was kind of based on a true story. And the movie was all right. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. I mean, once again, I usually like either horror movies or comedy movies. So that was the first movie I saw. That was about 2 months ago. I didn't get a chance to talk about that. The second movie I saw is a movie called Funny Games, and it's not a comedy movie. It's a horror movie. It's a thriller. And this movie, it definitely surprised me in the sense that most horror movies take way too long for something to happen. You can tell something's happening right away, which I like about the movie. So pretty much this mom, dad, and son go on a little trip for 2 weeks, and these 2 kids knock on the door while the dad and son are fishing, and they, long story short, pretty much push their way in. They keep doing weird stuff to the mom, like dropping eggs on the floor, playing like a game. The dad tries to kick them out, and spoiler alert, you guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, turn it off right now, which I highly doubt you will. They pretty much knock the dad out with a golf club, and the dad can't do anything, and the kid's crying, and they pretty much, it's like a home invasion movie. So pretty much, they started making these games, like you have to play this game, or if you don't, we're going to kill you. And one of the things about the movie I didn't like, and this is a spoiler alert, is there's a point where the kid leaves a shotgun on the table, and the woman grabs it, and she shoots the guy, and then he grabs the remote, the other kid, and he hits rewind, and it doesn't happen. And I think I didn't like that part of the movie because it took away the realism from it. It was like, that wouldn't happen in real life. What is this? What was that movie with Adam Sandler with the remote control? Click, when he could go back in time and go watch. It was like, what the hell was that? Like, it didn't make any sense. So they killed the son, and then they eventually killed the dad, and at the end of the movie, they kill the mom, and then they knock on another woman's door, and they play the game again, and that's the end of the movie. So I liked the movie as far as it was something different. It was definitely kind of it wasn't too demented of a movie. There's a point where they make the mom take her clothes off. They don't rape her, but they make her take her clothes off and kind of cuck the husband a little bit. But I liked it. It was definitely something different. More of a psychological thriller horror movie. So it's called Funny Games. And then the last movie I watched was last night. It was called The Wrong Teacher. This was a Lifetime movie. Now, before you guys go, what the hell would you do watch a Lifetime movie? I saw a clip of it on TikTok, and I guess I downloaded it because I thought it would be, a lot of sex in it. There's like 2 little sex scenes, but pretty much this older woman who's a teacher breaks up with her boyfriend. She meets this young guy. She has sex with him, and then it turns out he's a crazy psycho kid who's in her class. He actually lied about his age, and then he starts stalking her and threatening her, and then pretty much he comes after the boyfriend and her friend, and then she finds out he's actually a maniac, and pretty much she fucking and if you want the spoiler to the movie, spoiler alert, turn it off right now, which I don't think anybody would do. Well, maybe you will, because this podcast sucks. Pretty much, the ending to the movie is she shoots him in the leg, and they eventually lock him up, and then he starts, he's still obsessed with her. He's like drawing pictures of her and stuff, and that's the end of the movie. So I think I saw that movie before with my mom, like a long time ago. It definitely seemed familiar, kind of, but it wasn't a bad movie for a Lifetime movie. This comedian Jim Gaffigan has a funny bit where he says, "You ever watch Lifetime? Lifetime, Television Woman. All those shows are about women getting either beaten or raped." Or something like that. He had a funny joke about it. Anyways, so I watched 3 movies. Check them out if you want to. As I said, the first movie, Jerry and Marge Go Large, it's okay. It's if you like heart-filled war movies, you'll like it. Funny Games is definitely a good scary movie. It's not scary, but it's a thriller. It's twisted and stuff. Not too twisted, but twisted enough. And then the Wrong Teacher, well, if you're gay like me and you want to watch a Lifetime movie, feel free to check that one out. So there was another thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it right now. Hopefully it'll come to me. But something random was happening. As you guys know, I move my parking spot over every morning. Me and my dad have to switch parking spots because we live in a neighborhood where there's no parking, thanks to these Kamala illegals. So I'm moving the parking spot over early in the morning, and this dirty jogger starts driving down the street like 60 miles per hour. And at first, I'll back in my car, and I like to back it in, because if you go around, someone could block you, a truck, a bus, anything. So I back it in. So I'm backing it in, and I see this guy coming down the street like 60 miles per hour. I'm like, fuck this guy. So I still back it in, and he beeps the horn at me. He was like going to hit me, and I don't care. I just back it in slowly. And I kind of messed up the parking a little bit, because I thought this guy was going to hit me, and then he starts yelling at me, his window's down. He's like, "Learn how to park, man. Learn how to park. You don't even know how to park, man. And you don't even know how to park." And I said, "You're the one driving 60 miles per hour down the street. Shut up, you idiot." But he had his window down. And, you got to be careful, because this guy will, he knows where you're at, and could possibly kill you. You never know. So that's just something, right? That happened a few weeks ago. Not a great story, but that happened. And, I did remember I was going to talk about, I got a YouTube strike on my main channel last week, and actually beat the strike, which is very rare. I would say I've gotten strikes on 3 different channels, actually 4, and I would say only 20% of the time you beat the strikes. YouTube, if anybody reports you for anything, YouTube will just strike you. They don't even do the research. So they say I got a strike for this Charlie Kirk freestyle. If you guys remember, I did a drunken Charlie Kirk freestyle in a parking lot. I wasn't making fun of him. I was using his name in a rap. I said, "I'll wipe off your smirk like Charlie Kirk. I'll make your neck go burst." I was just fucking around like that. And I even put "Rest in Peace Charlie" in the description to let people know, like, I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm actually on his side. I'm just using his name, in rap. That's what you do, when you rap. So YouTube gives me a strike for harassment and bullying. And I'm like, what? Who did I harass? Who did I bully? That doesn't make any sense. So I wrote back and said, when I wrote my appeal, I wrote, I did not realize I was committing harassment or bullying. The guy already passed away weeks after I made this. I even put "Rest in Peace Charlie" in the description. This was not to be disrespectful. I was just using his name in a rap as content. Please reconsider. I wrote something like that. And I don't know how it worked, but a few hours later, they wrote back and said, "Okay, appeal granted," which rarely ever happens. So I almost got a strike on my channel. I beat it, and now that I'm talking about it now, I'm sure somebody will report me for something else. But if it happens, it happens. There's nothing I can do. But anyway, this is just a random episode, pretty much to talk about some movies and some things. I might be doing another podcast soon with another comedian, another live streamer. we haven't talked about scheduling as far as when we're both free and what we're going to do. It's not really even planned out. It's not even possible yet. But I'm not sure if it's going to be. I guess it's going to be a live stream, but I'm not sure. The problem with me is I live at home like a loser, and it's very loud here, and I rarely get any, alone time. So it's really hard to go live here. So I don't know, maybe a pre-record thing. I'm not sure. It's not guaranteed yet, but that might happen. Don't get your cunts all wet. But anyways, that's it. I hope you guys did not enjoy this episode. Once again, just a boner episode, a bonus-ode. And that's it, folks. Go freak yourself, Cuffy. Yabba dabba doo.